Guys, welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to my channel, guys. All you great men and women of God are now here in my stream, ready to start this off. Have a fun time. I need to do a few shout outs. I haven't done shout outs, so I need to do a few shout outs. So first of all, let me give a shout out to Mark the Messenger, because I watch his videos, give me a little bit of some insights. I got to know some things that, like, I never would have known if I haven't seen his video, but got shout out to him. He's preaching the word of God, giving people the great news. Good stuff for him. Also to Just Wait. Just Wait is my first mod. I don't think he's here right now. But yeah, shout out to him. And let's start the stream. Let's give you a quick word. Or maybe I could show you guys some stuff. I gotta think of it. Whatever God tries to show me. Like, I'm thinking of Jams. Jams 2. Okay. James 2 kind of just popped in my head. All right, here we go. Good try. I've learned on again. Till I make this mistake. Guys, praying. If you guys, whenever you pray in a secret place, pray in your closet, pray in your room, pray in a position where you won't get tired or tempted or anything. I wouldn't pray on the bed. That's not a good idea, because that could attract lust. That could possibly attract some tiredness. So we want to make sure we pray. We kneel down. We pray to the Most High. I would say try to image Jesus in your mind, but the thing is, like, because I'm gonna look more into that. If I ever get a vision of like Christ's face or anything, I'll tell you guys. I might even draw it if I can. I gotta learn how to draw. I want to learn how to draw really bad. So like, in case if I ever get a vision like that, I'll just draw it out like perfectly, almost perfectly. I mean, I know you guys heard of the Shadow of Terror and stuff like that. You know, the face imprint, stuff like that. Yeah, Christ didn't have some type of like if you guys see the face of Jesus, like he looks pretty aged. You have all these beta males around here. They got their faces all propped up and stuff, but no, that doesn't matter. Of course, wash your face. Practice. you know, God hygiene. Don't touch your face either, because you touch your face, you're gonna get dirt on it and stuff. You gotta be wise, I mean, I let some things into my heart that I shouldn't have. You know, I repented. I asked God forgiveness, and He healed me. Took that stuff out. If I know you guys aren't Catholic. If you guys aren't Catholic, you don't gotta go to confession. You could just repent in your room, stuff like that. But of course, the Bible does talk about confessing your sins to someone. I forgot the Bible verse. The thing is, like churches, like most churches today, are just confused. Most churches today are just deceived. It's just the honest thing. Yeah, it reminds me of Revelations. Of like the Jezebel spirit trying to, deceive the churches and stuff. The churches in Asia. Because I guess in ancient times they called the Middle East Asia before they called China and stuff Asia. But anyways, I'm gonna share what I'm doing. Right now I'm reading Judges. So whenever we do a Bible study stream, we could look into that. But guys, make sure. Guys, you gotta remember, you guys gotta keep the whole law. James 2 verse 10, for whosoever keeps the whole law, yet offending the one is guilty of all. You break one law, you're guilty of it all. Remember, guys, we should keep the law every day, all the time. Now, we're not bound to the law, because the reason why the law was made was because people sinned. Yeah, but first you follow it, God, you don't gotta worry. But every day you memorize the commandments, Bible verses. You guys gotta read the Bible. You gotta read. I get it. I get it. School, they make you hate reading. They make reading seem miserable and stuff because they make you wake up in the middle of the night to go online about some nonsense. But you gotta just do what you gotta do. You gotta find. I don't know though. I don't know the right words to use. And also remember the floss. Remember the floss. Don't be like me who just doesn't floss. Brushing teeth is good. The gums and everything, but you gotta floss because dirt gets trapped in there and stuff, and you don't floss. Dirt forms. It gets harder. Cavities form. You know. And then of course you have I don't remember those things are called, but they eat off the dirt and stuff like that. And when they eat off that dirt that's on the tooth, creates cavities. Could like the holes in your teeth. So there you go. Yeah, I'm trying to spread knowledge to you guys, man. All the guys that preach the gospel, that spread the good news. I'm gonna try to name some more. I think there's like a Bible channel called like the Bible something. I forgot what it's called. He has animations. Yeah, if I find him, I'll tell you guys. But I don't remember his name. Bible Animations, I think. Forever Bus Ministries. Um, and before I trust all of them, before I subscribe to them, before I even thought of mentioning them and stuff like that, I made sure I test the spirits, make sure like, are they of God? Are they aligned with Him? Are they really about this faith? Just making sure. You guys got to check these people out. I think Bible Animations is the name of that one channel. He has good animations, good stories. Mark the Messenger, he has a lot of good videos. Like he has a lot of good knowledge. You guys definitely got to see him. Foreverless Ministries. If I could find the intros like that intro song that he uses, I need to find out what that song is. The Foreverless Ministries. I don't watch him too much, but he has some good messages. He has a pretty interesting testimony. That I think it's still someone who seems pretty relatable. And it's not too. I'm not gonna say too much. You guys check him out for yourself. But yeah, you guys got to support the ministers of God, the teachers of God. Now, I don't teach. I just because I see myself as a teacher. I just tell you guys what it is and just hope you guys take it and study on it and try to understand it. If I'm wrong, I can be corrected. That's fine. I'm humble. No pride here. And of course, you got the Instagram reels and stuff. I think I'm not on TikTok, but I know TikTok has got those too. Spreading the word. So some of them try to be accountable. I like it, but I don't think you should be. All I know, what I know is that you can't be accountable for people's decisions and stuff. Decisions that people make, they make. Like, can you question them? Well, maybe, But I just like to mind my own business. I mean, your decisions are your decisions. I don't like to question. I like to help. If I want to help people from a digital screen, I'll just tell them what it is. Asking questions and I mean, it's just not gonna help them. I gotta tell them. Because sometimes you gotta ask them the questions so they can ask themselves. So. I know some people don't want to, make people angry and stuff, but I mean, Solomon made it clear. I don't remember the verse, but Solomon made it clear that we are in control of our own emotions. So, so we gotta control our own emotions. We're in charge of that. So, I get it. Feelings happen. We feel things. We feel pain. We feel sorry. We feel all that. Whether we like it or not, we feel that stuff because we have feelings. We're human beings. We have hearts. And when we feel that, we run to God. God will heal us of that we keep it moving. We be humble. Somebody tries to insult you, ignore it. Who Jews was blasphemed, slapped, spit on, crucified, thorns, crown of thorns put in his head. I bet those thorns are even sharper than metal because they went into his head, not like on, like probably through his skull and everything, probably through his brain too or something. The cape, that cape, that's disrespectful. That is so disrespectful. Because you guys know what the cape means. Even today, you have superheroes with capes. Well, I wonder if they actually. I'm not. Anyway, I thought of something, but yeah, man, it's just when they did all that to me, did nothing. Didn't say anything. They just kept quiet. part of that reason was because so that prophecy could be fulfilled. No resistance, man. Got the same method that Martin Luther King Jr. used, and what's his name again? That how did I forget his name? Gandhi, yeah, Gandhi, that he used the peace movements. And, I mean, of course, Martin Luther King Jr. He was I don't remember. I think he was like a evangelist or Baptist, one of those two. So he knew God, and he tried to spread the word and stuff. He had a Christian group. I think it was he's the SCLC. They got a lot. He protested peacefully. They got attacked, some killed, a lot injured. And of course, he got assassinated because he was trying to spread the truth, and he got killed for that. Just assassinated, like just on a balcony and just. Is what it is, though. Okay. This is James 5 verse 25. This is in the book of what was it again? It was in this Joshua, the book of Joshua. Joshua went with Rahab. She was justified because I don't remember exactly what happened, but it says like set them away. I think the messengers are like messengers of Baal or something. I don't exactly remember. Let me go back to that real quick. Dang, where is it? Let me just easier. Let me try to find this. Um, it was Joshua 2. I'll go to 19. Damn, man. Joshua 2, 19. Where's 19? Okay. So I think yeah. So the king of Jericho at that time was sending people to kill those messengers, and she sent them to the hill so that they won't get killed. Yeah, that was a testing that was works. Thy works prove their faith. That's one example. And that's obedience because I mean she was told by Joshua, message from God, to send them to the hills. The obedience to God, that's faith. It's in the partiality, no partiality. Don't be double-minded. Don't be to just submit to God, just to act. You know, spend time with God. So all I can say. If you feel like you're missing something, maybe you're not praising Him enough. Maybe not praising Him. Maybe you also gotta share the gospel, read the Bible more, pray more. Simple things. Don't be distracted. Cut off any evil ties. Cut off any of the demonic ties. Cut them off. Stay sober minded. Don't fall asleep. Be awake. Spiritually minded. Have discernment. And be aware. Because in these last days, there'll be a lot of wickedness. And you see it. You see it. You see it. See what I had to just do? Everywhere, man. Everywhere. They're gonna start reacting to stuff. So here we go. Here we go. So do you listen to secular music? Honestly, I'm gonna say no. With secular music, I mean, it's just out the flesh. It just talks about. They talk about sin or just talk about things that don't matter, things that are just perishable. Perishable. A bull. But anyways, let's look at this.
I am a Christian. I am a rapper. For all intents and purposes,
Yeah.
I'm a Christian rapper. I'd
Yep.
be lying to you if I sat here and told you that mainstream artists did not influence the person that I am today. 21 Savage has said it.
If I started making music about Jesus Christ and turkey drives, and how many fans would I have? Zero.
See, oftentimes the industry only wants.
Chat, I want you guys to. Did you guys just hear that? I don't think you guys just listened to what happened. I know there's nobody in this stream because I know people want to do other things. Especially people with nothing better to do instead of watching my stream, instead of getting some wisdom or spending time with me here. I mean, if you're busy, then that's fine. But like, some people aren't even busy; they got nothing else to do. So why not join my stream? It is what it is, though. People are gonna say, "Oh, you're not trying hard enough." I stream every single day. I put out videos. I put in the work. I'm gonna take what's mine. I don't deserve any of this stuff, but I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna work for it. I'm gonna earn it. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, or I'm a laborer of God. You know, I gotta work for this stuff. Right now, nobody's watching. That's fine. I don't care. Nobody's watching. I'm talking to myself. That's fine. When they're gonna have thousands of people watching, and I'm gonna reminisce of the old times of, oh man, I remember when I was just the only person in my stream. Is what it is. 21 Savage literally said, if you rapped about Jesus Christ, he would have no fans. You see what I mean? He's saying the truth. This world loves its own. They love sin. They love death. They just love darkness. They love being blind. Falling off to false pagan gods. This is how it is. They love fleshy impulses, repulsiveness, adultery, sorcery, covetousness, pride, jealousy, the love of money, idolatry. What else? Slothfulness. That's laziness. Lies. People love believing in lies. Ungrateful. People are just ungrateful. Well, that's pride. That's pride. That's pride. I don't gotta say ungrateful. That's more of like a flaw than. I mean, still sin, because like what? Come on, man. Appreciate what you have. But I'm not gonna hold back. I'm grateful. Deliciousness. I don't remember what that is. Is there one more? I'm gonna say this last one. Being disrespectful for the appearance. The word loves that stuff. Strife. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about that one. Strife. Wrath. Wrath is really bad. That shortens your life. If even professors will tell you that. These artists and celebrities you see, if they don't profess Jesus Christ like him, then they're of the devil. It's that simple. If these artists and celebrities you see, if they don't profess Christ like this guy just did, then they're of the devil. Like for example, Duke Dennis, he professes Jesus Christ. Duke Dennis is a follower of Christ. He is. He's professed Jesus Christ on his stream. There are videos and clips of him. There are videos of him. He talks about Jesus Christ. He follows him. He worships him. Judge all you want, but he follows Jesus Christ. If you profess that Jesus Christ is Lord, that he died and rose for our sins, then and act on that, then you're a Christian. People like O'Craig, Duke Dennis, they did follow Christ. Now, people who reject God, people who follow idols, people who follow money and stuff like that, so they don't. For example, I'll tell you one person, Speed. I'll say it. I'm not gonna judge Speed or criticism or anything, but I'm not gonna bring up the past or nothing like that. But I mean, it is what it is. Again, if they don't profess Jesus Christ, they're not of God, of the world. Doesn't matter, no exceptions, no excuses. People see cousins doing music. Again, I don't judge or nothing like that. So I listen to music to. Sometimes I get addicted to it. I'm not gonna lie, because there's certain music out there where the song sounds good, the melody sounds good. Not all of it though. Not all of it's inherently sinful. Some of it has a lot of good knowledge. But again, that depends on what they believe in. Get in your mind. What do you believe in? What are your thoughts? The music that's out today, that's especially the one that's being pushed out, it's all demonic. It's not even like it's in your face. So you gotta listen. You gotta find Christian music, and I found my Christian music, and I've showed you guys the music. I showed you guys the Awesome song, the God song. People gonna say it's old and this and that. Better than what they put out now. Lecrae has some fire music. Lecrae's been in the game for a minute. So you guys listen to that stuff. And guys, I'm gonna say this a lot, but I'm happy with having. I'm happy with what I have. 88 subscribers. Pretty much, I'm the only person who's on the stream. People are gonna talk trash and say this, you never do that. I guess, bro. I don't lose hope, man. When I'm God's blessings, man. I'm trying to be blessed by the world. No. I'm trying to get blessed by God. By the Most High. You guys just want the money, you want the fam. I don't want the fam, honestly, but I'm gonna have to get the fam because that's how people are gonna get to know the world. That's how people are gonna get to know me. That's how I'm gonna get to, collab. Not collab, but like that's how I'm gonna be able to like go up into high places. Maybe be able to like meet up with bigger people, important people. That's how I'm gonna be able to like travel, like to do certain things that I want to do. Do certain things we want to do in this world. I think I have one person. There we go. Like I said, man, it's come like this for a while, but eventually we'll have more people. I see YouTube channels that have like hundreds of thousands of subs, but they only got like 25 people that watch them. Like I see channels that are almost at 1 million, but they only got like 20 people watching their stream. So it is what it is. It's gonna like this for a while.
Wants to hear the most ridiculous glory tales of the hood.
Oh, let me go back.
I started making music about Jesus Christ and turkey drives. And how many fans would I have?
See?
0.
You see?
See, oftentimes the industry only
door
wants to
doesn't
hear
want
the
that.
most ridiculous glory tales of the hood and disenfranchised communities.
That's all
because
demonic, man.
as an artist, if I want to make music from the church to the world, I got to know what the world cares about. If you don't know what they care about, how can you talk to them? You saying, hey, you need Jesus. For what? What do I need Jesus for? You don't know my story. Is Jesus going to pay my bill? And that's a whole nother story. But shoot, why not? I'm here. Let me just speak on this really quick.
To understand what the world wants. What does the world want? The world wants peace, happiness. The world wants simple things, too. The world honestly wants simple things. Now, the world tries to seek something bigger because those simple things are so hard to find and maintain. Because the way they try to seek those simple things, it just goes away like that. It's like dust. Or, I forgot what it was. It's like dust in a certain way. It's like you have it and then it just blows away. Temporary pleasures. And some of these temporary pleasures are just straight up bad, like lust. You have that. You have what else? Never, like we don't want to. Man, I forgot what the other thing was called. I know some people could. No, I don't want to say them that way. But like I'm saying, like their hearts are broken. And, yeah. So we focus on Christ. And Christ fixes our hearts, shapes our hearts into what it's supposed to be. Let's not harden our hearts to Him, but soften our hearts to Christ. To be more sensitive to sin.
Is the Deep End with Lecrae.
So, is this going to be me talking about all of the antics, crazy perspectives that Kanye West has going on? Nah, that's not what this is about at all. This is about, well, it's about a lot of things. And one thing I think people have to understand.
Guys, one thing I'm going to mention before I continue is that, when you're righteous, when you're seeking God, you're going to attract the complete opposites. Because they're going to be bothered. And then they're going to try to get you out of character. They're going to try to get you out of alignment. And they want to do it as best and fast as possible. Like, you got people saying that I'm autistic and stuff like that. Like, it's just all to get you out of character, to get you upset. And they do it, and they do it when they know that nobody can help. You have bullying at school, for example. Like a few weeks ago, I saw a video of kids that killed themselves because they were bullied constantly and nobody did anything about it. That's demonic. You're telling me you're bullied in a public place and nobody's doing anything about it? You got police there, you got teachers, principals, all types of adults, all types of kids. Nobody's helping them, not even the parents. Man. Public school is not. It's not a safe place, man. Because nobody's gonna help you there, man. Nobody's there to help you at public school. Not the police, the teachers. Whenever they give me one of those sheets, one of those surveys, one of those stupid surveys, I'm like, I don't trust the teachers. I mean, think about it. Like, has a teacher ever done anything when it came like you guys that went to school? Middle school, high school, elementary school. Like, have teachers done anything when it comes to kids fighting or anything, or people, or just them being wicked or just disrespectful? They don't do anything unless they're being disrespected, and of course they're gonna do something. Of course, you have some teachers who should not be teachers. Teachers that don't know how to capture people's, like, bro, if you're a teacher and you can't catch it, you can't get a student's attention, then you shouldn't be a teacher. And to be a teacher, you gotta have a loud voice. If your voice cannot project, why are you teaching? Just why? Like, the teaching is not for you at that point. So, like, I can project my voice, definitely. Now with this mic, I mean, I can with this mic. And that's the thing. If you want to be a teacher, you gotta be able to capture student attention. Now students now are just beyond disrespectful. They just have no filter. They just act however they want. Disobedience. You respect your authority, respect your teachers. But they just don't do that. So they just, I don't know, man. It's probably an evil spirit, probably, because they don't have any respect for themselves or for others. Especially the righteous one, especially the one that's quiet. They love to mess with those people because they're minding on business. They have their own peace. They like to disturb it. They like to steal their peace or destroy whatever they got going on. They like to do it in the sleekest, the quickest way possible. You gotta avoid those people. The best thing to do is ignore them. They're a problem. There are ways to fix it. Don't deal with the flesh. Don't just try to like walk out, or because then people are gonna see they're angry and stuff like that. And people, I don't know. People love to intensify negative emotions. Because people, I don't know. People nowadays just lack empathy. Like if somebody was literally Like I can't even describe that much disrespect that I have to go through. But just went through way worse. Even now, people still, this is what it is. Only thing I could do is ignore it. Because who you are. They're trying to do. They might not even be aware of it. And some people are aware, but they're just so delusional, man. Because they know, but it's because of those demonic strongholds that they're not gonna submit to the truth. It's just crazy. I'm telling you, man. These people that write these comics and anime and stuff, they don't know that God exists. They know.
And I am a Christian. I am a rapper. For all intents and purposes, I'm a Christian rapper. But no one is born a Christian. And it's not as if I became a Christian.
I hope this mic works, actually.
I didn't become a Christian until I was a grown man. I've been rapping since I was 10 years old. Would I be working on my craft in the way that I work on it were there not influences outside of the Christian world? I'd have to be honest and say no. I didn't not influences outside of the Christian world. I'd have to be honest and say no. I didn't grow up on Christian rap. I didn't know Christian rap existed until I was an adult. I grew up listening to the likes of mainstream hip hop. I mean, all of the vulgar, terrible things that people say, you need to stay away from were actually the things that made me a great artist. Now, that's not to say I endorse the vulgarity. I endorse all of the crazy stuff that was being ingested. As a matter of fact, a lot of those things did have negative effects. But it is to say that, that is how I became skilled. And I think sometimes we demonize the very people or, systems that often produce in us what God wants to use. So, case in point, I grew up in a disenfranchised community. I lived in between a lot of different places. Initially, I didn't grow up with my pops. My dad, he struggled with his addiction. He wasn't around. So that already puts me at a disadvantage in a lot of senses. And it also makes me a great candidate to want to appreciate music from people who can relate, right? Like I didn't have the happy family, picket fence, all those things that pop music probably would talk about. I had the lifestyle and the life that much of hip hop music spoke about, single parent home, disenfranchised, mom struggling, making ends meet, living in some rough communities, influenced by gangs, drugs everywhere, all those types of things.
Yeah, shout out to the single parents that work hard to get the kids where they need to go, because it must be hard to be a single parent. I mean, I trust I know. It's really hard to be a single parent and to provide for your kids. It really is. And I encourage the kids to do what they gotta do, because there are kids out there who make money. Like, and the world doesn't want to hear about that. The world wants to be the world. Because, again, they love death. They love destruction. They love it's just, I don't understand it. But it is what it is.
Those were the realities. I took my first prison visit at like 7 years old to go visit a family member. This is my reality. Walking the line at 7 and looking at prison cells and walls, like this is the exposure that I had. And so what music is going to speak to my experiences? What's going on, y'all? So many of you have been watching episodes and trying.
And sometimes, actually, all the time, experiences shape you in a good way or a bad way. And God allows some things to happen so they could tap back in, so they could focus back in. But you got to make the right decision to focus back in.
trying to figure out how you can stay more connected, figure out what's going on. What do we do outside of this? Well, let me tell you, you're going to click the link below because that's going to give you access to everything you need to know coming straight to your inbox, and it is free. I think that, we demonize a lot of the music because much of it is trauma porn. It's just promoting nonsense for the sake of making money, but that's not how it started, especially with rap music. Initially, especially when I was a kid, the music was not some kind of propaganda.
The music, from what I've seen, is to share stories and lessons. And over time, it's kind of like branched out a little bit. Of course, you have the... I don't know the eras, but I know 90s was like the highest point of hip hop, like that was its highest popularity. Then late 90s or 2000s, you have the R&B, and then I guess after that you have like the electric beat, auto-tune, T-Pain with auto-tune. You have the like electric beats and stuff, and then over time it kind of shapes into late 2000s to like 2010 hip hop. And then you get to 2010, you get to 2010, hip hop is not as popular, but it's not dead. Because like now pop music is getting more popular because Michael Jackson just dies. So, of course, for some weird reason, people listen to the music more when they die. It's weird. Of course, pop music, that's Michael Jackson that created pop music. Pop music gets more popular. Rock music has always been popular, but rock music is still going pretty strong. And they take those elements and they put that into hip hop, and hip hop kind of becomes more hip hop in the last decade becomes more creative and more diverse. And then you kind of get like your sing rap, then you get the mumble rap, and auto-tune, and now you just have, I don't know what you have now. You have some good rap. You got the crazy freestyles. You got the I don't know what you call it. Like it's kind of unique. Like rap is branched into like its own hip hop. Hip hop is now like a lot more creative than it was 20 years ago, I believe. Now, of course, it sounded really good, but like now it's a lot more creative. But the problem is that it's too simple. It's like there needs to be more creativity. The problem is that now people don't like to put in work. People are just lazy, man. They want to copy the same beat, the same flow. Like there needs to be a difference. Before you could tell a difference, you could tell which city or which place it comes from. Like, is it from the south? Is this from the east coast, from the west coast? Now it all sounds the same, most of it.
But that's not how it started, especially with rap music. Initially, especially when I was a kid, the music was not some kind of propaganda promoting senseless violence. It was poetry that was crying out about the circumstances that we were coming from and that we lived in. And so for me as a kid, I needed to hear that poetry. I needed to hear voices that articulated the pain that I was dealing with, the suffering that I was enduring. I remember, I was probably about 7 years old, and my cousins were in the front living room in my grandmother's house. This is in Southern California. They're in the front room of my grandmother's house, and I hear this music, and I peek around the corner. It's late at night, and they're watching rap videos. And for all the young kids out there, they used to play music videos on television back in the day.
Yeah,
television's more than Netflix.
Yeah, MTV. You had even Nickelodeon. Yeah, Nickelodeon copied MTV's brandings in the 80s. You had MTV, Disney had their own music thing. I think it still kind of exists, but like it's not the same. Like back then, music was promoted through television and through the radio. The radio originally, and then television. But now it's promoted through streaming nowadays. It's promoted through internet streaming. Guys, remember, like, there was a point in time where, like, companies weren't aware of how the internet worked and stuff. Like it wasn't until, like, a decade ago that companies started to hop onto the internet because they realized that they could make a lot of money off of it. But, again, that's a conversation for another time.
At this point in time. So, you know, we would watch rap videos on TV. You couldn't just go to YouTube and find a rap video. You had to watch the show. And that was my first exposure to seeing people who looked like me in environments where I came from talking about things that I could relate to. And it blew me away. And I became infatuated with wanting to hear more of my story. You got to remember, as a young black kid, especially growing up in the time period that I grew up in, I didn't see a lot of examples of my world. So there were only like a handful of movies that depicted stuff that was relatable to me. You know, they had A Menace to Society, A Boys in the Hood, just a couple, right? Every day there's a new movie that depicts someone else's life that I just couldn't relate to. There's a gazillion movies that could depict a life of some kid in the suburbs who's, you know, got mom and dad. And I mean, there's a gazillion shows. I mean, even the shows that had black people were two-parent families, the Cosbys, man, now I can't remember. Carl Winslow. What's that show? Family Matters. Just all these shows that were worlds way away from my world. So this rap music was the music that I listened to hear my perspective, to hear my world articulated. And it was amazing. So you got to think about me as a kid. I walk out in the front yard and I see grown men in their early 20s with their shirt off, with jail tattoos and braids, lifting weights in the front yard. That's not on Family Matters. I didn't see that on the Cosby Show. But where did I see that? I saw it in rap videos. I said, that looks like my family. That looks like my world. And, you know, I didn't grow up with my dad. My dad didn't want to have anything to do with me. I never heard from him. I never got a card, a letter, nothing, no contact. The first time I ever seen something like that on television was The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, when he asked Uncle Phil, why he don't love me, man? And it was like, whoa, that's the first time I could relate. And guess who was playing that character? A rapper, Will Smith. Best before Will Smith was an actor, he was a rapper. And that's what gave him prominence. And so, you know, hip hop culture is really a lot of the language we speak now, a lot of the things that we say without realizing it. It's why Jordans are so popular, because of hip hop culture. You know, it's all the things that people love about me, and oh, you're so cool. All that comes from hip hop culture. It's just that in many ways, God has redeemed it, has used it for his good. So that's the beauty of it. It's like when I was young, listening to Kanye West, This is a different Kanye back then, y'all. This is not the Kanye we dealing with now. Now, mind you, he's still an amazing creator. I was inspired by his creativity. I was inspired by his ability to take music and articulate these meaningful things. You know, he had a song, When It All Falls Down, that articulated his struggle between materialism and authenticity. And it was like, yes, that's where I'm at. I wrestle with this perspective. But it wasn't just that wrestle, it was his lyrical ability. I mean, think about it. Can you freestyle? I mean, this is not for the rappers out there, but just the average person. Can they just freestyle? Can they just start rapping and just talking about stuff? Probably not. Like, they probably suck. So where do you go to get good at that? It's not Christian rap. Well, it wasn't when I was a kid. It wasn't like I could be like, oh, let me just find the Christian rappers and start listening to them. There were none. At least I didn't know about them if there were. You know, like, hip hop music started in the early 70s. Christian rap came in, like, there was artists in the 80s, but you couldn't get access to them unless you probably went to the church or something along those lines. And then the only thing that was popping at the time that I didn't even know about them was DC Talk. And that did not connect to me. You know, no shade. I think Toby Mac is an amazing guy, but that music was not speaking my language. And where did they get their influences from? They got it from mainstream. Hip hop was not started in the church. It was started, you know, in the streets of New York City by disenfranchised, you know, Puerto Rican and black kids who were not loving Jesus. And so what us Christians do, we learn from them. And I think we forget that we can learn from people outside of the Christian community. We do it all the time. I mean, who'd you learn math from? You know, was it a Christian person? Maybe it was. But typically you learn your skill sets from secular institutions, from secular schools. Happy Birthday is a secular song. Is it evil because of that? No. And I think that's the part of the problem that we gotta recognize, is that we make secular evil instead of just without God or not.
Secular could be just man, or it could just be evil. It's one or the other. I think most of it's evil, or just of the flesh. I mean, it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, try nothing too active. I think that's it for now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace be to you guys.